This is the second video in the series. If you have not seen the first one, you should go back and watch that one first. That way we're all on the same page. For everybody else, hi, welcome back. It's nice to see you. This week's topic is, let's assume that you have an idea. You're walking down the street and the idea comes. The podcast, the short story, the blog, whatever, it hits you and you're like, this is it, this is the story, or this is the idea. There are a couple things you need to do now. Write down everything. You want to do a thorough brain dump of everything going on in your head. That way you don't forget. This is when you're gonna be most excited and passionate and inspired, and you wanna hold on to that as much as possible. So grab a notebook or whatever you use to brain dump and just word vomit all over it. When I got my idea for my podcast, I was walking down the street and I was just frantically typing on my phone, just in the notes app, just like, oh my gosh, this is the idea, this is what it's gonna be. It's a huge bummer, but sometimes people come up with the same ideas and that super sucks. So if you want to make sure that you don't have the same idea as somebody, do some Googling, do some intense Googling. When I was at this point, I was Googling lots and lots of variations of women podcasting interviews. Use Booleans. Google that if you don't know what that is, which is super meta. Ha ha ha. Figure out where your idea fits within the larger ecosystem of its genre. So I made a list of all of the podcasts that I really admired and sort of narrowed down the traits of each one that I wanted to embody in my own podcast. These people are going to be your peers, they're going to be your community, so maybe even try to reach out to them. That could be helpful. That's also a really good way to differentiate yourself. If you know what makes a bunch of other podcasts, or whatever. I'm saying podcast, but you can apply it to whatever your idea is. If you know what makes all these other ideas distinct, then you know what yours is not, if that makes sense. And that leads into my fourth tip. Make sure to refine your idea and make it as narrow as possible. We tend to have the instinct to want to keep our ideas as general and broad as we can because we're afraid that we're going to run out of ideas and run out of things to talk about or run out of things to make, whatever. Actually, what ends up happening is you get crippled by the amount of possibility there is. So, we've all had the general blog about yourself thing. We all started those blogs and wrote maybe 5 blog posts and then never touched it again because there's nothing to compel you to return to that blog, to keep creating content. It's just too broad. So make sure to narrow your idea, keep it as specific as possible. If you want to write about music, maybe you don't write about all music. Maybe you write about music in one town or one genre of music in one town. Just try to get it as specific as possible. Those are my 4 tips. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that it was helpful. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Femsplain's YouTube channel. I will be making these videos every week, so stay tuned. I'm on Twitter at Alex Laughs. Say hi if you have any questions or comments or you hate me, whatever.